All right, guys, for those of you that have made it this far into the video, you already know what I'm going to talk about, and it's only 3 seconds into the video, so not much of a surprise here, but I got a pair of Roll Club engineer boots from Brian the Bootmaker. You know that I just got my very first pair of engineer boots, maybe, not more than a month ago, and it was this pair of clinch engineer boots from Brass Tokyo. So you may be wondering, if I just got these, why did I already buy what's arguably like the 2 best engineer boots in less than a month, 2 months? Well, let me tell you. So this is his most recent makeup, or maybe it's not his most recent makeup, but it's the most recent one that he's kind of been talking about on Instagram. And this is Italian natural horsehide or Italian brown horsehide, but it's the one that you see right here. And I'll put the Instagram post right here, and I'll put the actual website listing right here. He posted about these on Instagram maybe like 2 weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago by this time. But as soon as I saw the post and it said that he had some of these in a stock run, in different sizes, ready to ship, I said, you know what, I'm going to reach out to him because I know he's not going to have my size. When I first reached out to him, I just said, hey, I want the natural, engineer boot, the natural Italian horsehide. I think he told me it wasn't natural, and I said, doesn't matter, just the one that you posted about. Like, yeah, I actually have those in your size. Let's go ahead and unbox them and see that experience. Now, when I talk about this unboxing experience, there's not going to be many folks out there that, go through this unboxing experience, so I'm not going to focus too much on it, but it's pretty much on par with like the boxing and just the experience that you would get from unboxing some of this. The box, the artwork on the box, very, very cool. And looking at the boots though, first is the last shape. So when it comes to an engineer boot, the shape and the silhouette is pretty much everything. I would say between these two, this Brass Tokyo clinch and the Roll Club, these are definitely the 2 best looking engineer boots. And for me, when it comes to like what's the best looking, it all comes down to like how anatomical is the shape. Like, does it have an actual silhouette that emulates, your leg, your ankle? Because this has to be a very form-fitting boot. It's got to be comfortable, but it also has to look good. Not often are you able to kind of like bite off a boot of this size as a bootmaker and check all of those boxes. I think these both do a very nice job of kind of executing that like flat, soft toe, and the shapes are quite different though. You can see the Roll Club has a bit more like definition, a bit more like cowboy boot-ish look, whereas the Brass Tokyo is definitely more of a I don't know if traditional is the right word, because I don't really know what a traditional engineer boot would look like, but it's much less voluptuous in the curves. It's a little bit more elongated, a little narrower, a little lower in the heel, a little flatter in the arch. But then when you come over and you look at the Roll Club, it's got a little bit more like substance to it, and it just looks a little beefier without being chunky. It looks, it's got a nice shape to the kind of where your calf sits. Very nice like heel structure and support. And then you can see like the arch and the heel height. It really does have some nice definition and actual like functional support in there, which was very surprising and pleasing, after I wore these for the first time. When it comes to just the aesthetic and some of the details, I really do love the outsole here, and I'll try and kind of give you a close-up, but just looking at the details, a lot of this is definitely like decorative, and other than the half rubber sole and the heel, obviously, which are from his own like Roll Club outsoles, the decorative embellishments and brass tacking or nailing throughout, as well as the double stitching. I just think he does a very nice job of making this very much his own without making it tacky, even though they're brass tacks. That was pretty tacky. But seriously, like I think this looks really, really nice, really well done. And even though, you know, as soon as you wear them, you start to, you know, mess up a lot of the bottoming here, I still really think this is one of my favorite parts of the boot. I'm not going to get into a comparison, I promise. Last thing before I kind of like wrap up, the overall like finishing and whether or not these are like worth the price tag, for me they are. I don't know if that's going to be the case for everyone, but I think the finishing that he does on these is very nice. And you know, it's not the most elegant finishing in the world. There's definitely a few pieces right here along the heel and the waist that could be, you know, a little more polished right on the transition, which is some of the most like difficult parts, even for, you know, dress shoemakers. But, you know, while that could be a little more refined, you know, even just looking over here, and again, this is not a comparison, but it gets a little wavy over here. You're not going to notice it in any other setting other than a setting like this where somebody is intentionally trying to find those differences. I'm really excited to see how these, you know, patina and age and all that fun stuff. This is just me enjoying my boots. I promise I will at some point do a comparison between Roll Club and Brass Tokyo. Just not yet, because I don't think I know enough to do that. But if you have any questions or if there are any specific aspects you would like to see compared, whether that's the fit or just the overall like quality or the stitching or any of that boring stuff that a lot of us like to pay attention to, let me know. Happy to try and do my best to compare that, but really excited to have these as well as these in my collection. I've got high hopes for these, and so far they have definitely exceeded all of them. I'm going to give this channel a shameless plug. Make sure you subscribe or turn on your notifications if you want to see me install speed hooks on this $3,000 pair of Acme Shell Cordovan wingtip boots. I've got all the tools that I need to do it. So if you guys want to learn how to install your own speed hooks, make sure you subscribe. Or if you just want to witness, you know, a potential downfall of this pair of boots, subscribe as well. It'll be fun. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.